Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Rannazzisi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm Steve Rannazzisi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm Steve Rannazzisi. What's the odds? 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 What's
So much Game of Thrones.
Welcome back to What's the Odds with Steve Rannazzisi, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host, Steve Rannazzisi. We are live on a Wednesday at the All Things Comedy Studio in Burbank, California. This is a huge show. Thank you for joining us. It's Wednesday, June 12th. I am joined this week by my co-host, Brenton Biddlecombe.
Hello,
welcome.
everyone.
Thanks for coming back into the studio.
Thanks for having
It's
me.
been a couple weeks since we've been together, buddy.
Yeah.
And I've missed your small little figure.
My
I'm also joined by Lucas Hirl,
It's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
our draft expert, our NFL draft expert. Our very special guest, our comedy #1 on iTunes. Go out and get it. Purchase Jabba if you haven't already. If there's any copies left on the internet, and there might not be. After Shafir put the word out, there might not be any virtual copies on the internet. My best friend, Steve Simone, is here joining us. And then...
So mommy's not?
Mommy's not my best friend. We have two very special, very special guests joining us because it's the last day of school. And Mommy's putting together the teacher appreciation lunch because, you know, those savages have to have a Game of Thrones style meal before they go off and spend 90 days on a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
They're going to get fat. Yes, I know. But they're my sons, Jonah Rannazzisi and Jackson Rannazzisi. Hello, guys. This is it. This is what Daddy does for a living. Can you believe it? No, I know. So you're saying, yes, Uncle Steve is one of Daddy's best friends, but Mommy is truly my best friend.
Well, then why did you say he's your best friend?
Because he is my best
boyfriend?
Yeah, my best boyfriend. And I'm contractually obligated to say Mommy's my best friend.
No.
Yeah. But he also is your uncle. You know, he's your godfather.
Yeah, we know that, but not mine.
But yeah, no, he's your godfather.
Yeah, but Uncle Greg's is.
Uncle Greg is Jackson's. Yes, that's right. So now, boys, tell me something. Today was the last day of school.
Yeah.
Right? How do you feel about ending? You ended first grade today. You ended fourth grade. Are you excited about it? Do you feel that you achieved a lot this year? What's the best thing that happened to you this year? What would you say?
I'd say the today?
Well, today, this year, today, being the last day of school is the best thing that happened?
Yes.
Making it to the last day of school, having an end is the last.
Yes, we got to watch a movie. We got to make s'mores.
So today, that was what you did today for school?
No, we also slept in our sleeping bags.
Oh, really? It was like a camping thing today.
Yeah.
Really? And did
That's
you do?
awesome.
Yeah. Did you do work, Jackson?
Yes, I bet he did.
Yeah. Jackson had a tough teacher this year, so Jackson worked till the end of
Sort
the.
of saddish, happyish.
Why?
Because I'm leaving Miss Gonzalez.
Oh, you liked her a lot. Yeah, you liked her a lot. All right? So now we're starting summer vacation.
Yeah.
What are we looking forward to going forward for the summer?
Going to New York.
Lean into the mic. Just make sure you guys can. Yeah.
Fishing.
Fishing. You want to go fishing, right, Jackson? Yep. And what do you want to do, Jonah?
Just play.
Just play
Like in the pool.
in the pool with cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sort of laugh our ass.
Laugh our asses off. Why did you say ass? Why is it always you that's always going to push the boundaries of what? Like, Jackson knows that word, and he could have said it, but you're the one that always has to just drop it in there. Like, you know that it might be wrong, but you know what? It might be right.
To be fair, you do say it a lot.
To be fair.
And also, your wife says it, your best personal friend.
My best personal friend says it. She has said it before as well. Yes.
Well, because it's summer. Why can't I say it? It's summer.
Well, it's not summer
That's a
vacation
summer
from
word.
your manners.
It's a summer
Take my
word,
shit.
Steve.
What? Would you say
Shit.
Jonah Lewis? This is not... SHIT is nothing to be played with.
You say it all the time in here.
You know what?
Let's just cut it.
Cut it! This is my podcast. You don't get to say when we're going to cut it. I'd say when we're going to cut it.
Okay.
Well, you say it all the time.
Listen to me. I say it sometimes
And
when
you
I'm
already
upset.
wrote it.
I understand what the word means and how to use it correctly. All right? You guys, you're throwing it around all willy-nilly. You're going to hurt someone with that.
When I'm supposed to say shit.
Jonah, this kid. Let's talk baseball for a second, shall we? Jackson, what's your favorite baseball team?
Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Jonah, what's your favorite baseball team?
Yankees.
Yeah, the Yankees. Now, hypothetically speaking, we have two great baseball teams. This is a podcast about sports. Let's flash forward to October, all right? Let's pretend that we're superheroes. We can move time. Boom. Yankees are the best team in baseball. Dodgers are the best team in the National League. They're playing in the World Series. Jackson, who do you think wins that World Series?
Well,
And why?
I say Dodgers.
Okay, and why?
Because Turner has the most home runs.
Turner's
no,
got-
he doesn't.
Oh, boy. We've got to... Hey, keep your hands to yourself.
Not.
Okay, hold on. Time out. There's no physical contact during this debate. Now, Jonah, in your estimation, who do you think wins the World Series and why?
I should not say because I already said
Well, tell me why. And use nice language. No more bad words.
Yankees. And
Yes.
I think because why? Because the Dodgers are sort of bad, but I sort of want the I sort of want the Yankees to crush the Houston Nationals, and the Yankees have one of the most wins.
And have the most wins. Okay. Now, if you had to play one, if you were the manager of the Yankees and you didn't want to play one team, which team would that be? Like, which is the team that you don't want to play? The hardest team to face in your estimation?
I don't know, Houston.
Houston. That's what I think too. I think Houston Astros are the second best team in baseball next to the Yankees. What do you think, Jackson?
Oh,
I'm going for Houston.
Houston as well. Houston's a tough team. A very, very tough team.
And the Mets.
And the Mets. That's Lucas Hirl's
Yeah.
favorite team over here.
No, the Mets are not a threat to anybody.
The Mets are not. The Mets are
I think
just
they
to
could get
themselves.
hot with that pitching.
They have a young staff that had, like, I watched 2 games yesterday against the Yankees, but you got DeGrom and those guys over there. They could get hot, and that whole East is still kind of wide open.
But aren't they going to sell the
did you
team?
see Paxton?
They were talking about a
He
fire
pitched
sale,
horrible.
like they
The
were
Mets?
giving up.
Well, that's the thing, though. You're getting down to the month now, where June is now the month where you're determining: am I going to make a run, or can we make a run, or do we just have a fire sale?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
they're
they're
still
gonna
on the
clean
fence
house.
about it. Yeah, they're not going to win anything this year, so maybe they try to.
How do you know? They might win every single more game.
They could, and they may make the
They
playoffs.
have like 38 losses, and then they'll have like 118 wins and 38 losses.
All right, last question, Jonah, and last question for you boys,
No,
and then I got.
I'm not
That was
leaving.
good.
You are leaving. You
No,
are
I'm not.
leaving. What is this? A coup? You're taking over? Listen to me. Who do you think at the end of the year has the worst record in baseball, the most losses? Jackson, you answer first.
Boston.
Boston, I wish, but
Oh
I don't
my
think you're
God.
right. Go
Oh,
ahead.
That's wrong.
Jonah, who do you think?
Kansas City.
Kansas City Royals. All right, now.
Why do you think Boston?
He's breaking chops. Constantly
What?
breaking chops.
What?
All right.
The Kansas City Royals have 45 losses. The most.
By the way, most of these numbers I would assume are right because he
Spot
checks them
on.
every single day. Now,
Not every single day.
okay, thank you very much, boys. Say goodbye to the audience.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'll see you
Next time.
Next time.
Thank you very much.
If you're already doing summer, enjoy it.
Yes, you guys will be special guests as I do these from New York in the summer. Okay, guys, have a seat outside. Jackson, Jonah,
Yeah.
take the headphones off, just like your brother's leaving right now.
out.
Yeah, peace out. Thank you.
See you
Jackson,
guys.
Here, take this.
Can I have the sunflower seeds?
Yes, have this. Do me a favor. The sunflower seeds go into the cup when they're done. Jonah, okay? And if Mr. Madrigal finds them on the floor, he's going to fire all of us. Got it? Who cares?
Look, you can still do jokes.
Thank you, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Can still do-
podcasting.
All right.
Stupid podcast.
Jonah Lewis, get out of it.
Tremendous.
I see where you get it from.
Yeah, we can't top that.
So difficult.
That kid's
Just
hilarious.
the lack of respect for his fellow co-hosts.
You see the difference in the two of them, right? Just right here. Like,
Yeah.
Jackson knows all the words he's not supposed to say. And I told him during In and Out, I picked him up from school. I tell Tracy, I go, this isn't a great day for this whole teacher appreciation thing. And she goes, it's the last fucking day of school. When do you want me to do it? I go, I don't know. Tomorrow? What, I don't have a podcast? Long story short, I have to go now deal with everything, and I'm fine. I'm good with them. I love hanging out with them, but like to be able to like do what I'm supposed to do and be creative, it's sometimes. So I told them, listen, you got to come with me to work. You got to sit there. We'll talk sports for a little bit. We're not using last names if we want to talk about classmates and fun, and we're not using bad words right out of the box.
In his
Shit.
defense, though, you say "fuck" twice in the theme song.
I did.
So they got headphones
forget
on.
about
They're,
that.
they're
Yeah.
blasting.
As soon
that,
as he
and they
heard,
hear
I
that
wish
right out
we
of the
weren't
gate.
live when the music was going, but when the F curse came on out of my mouth,
The F
he was
curse.
like, I don't know why I said the F curse right now. When fuck came out of my mouth, he was
Game
like,
on.
he knew. He was like, oh, you don't know
The
what you're
F
talking
curse.
about. You don't know what you're talking about. We're allowed to curse here. And then shit right out of his mouth.
Yeah, his little eyes lit up right before he said it too.
It was, and
It brought him joy.
And then he looked at me like so incredulous. Like, is that what
Incredulous.
is that what the word you didn't want me to say it was? Like,
We have the audio
Why
of his
would-
reaction to that.
you do?
Yeah.
Was he like, oh?
Yeah, it was him going. I wish everyone saw his face though. It was precious.
It was the best.
Well, thank you guys for.
He talks like you do though.
What do you
It's
mean?
Funny. Like when I told him I was a Red Sox fan, it was like a miniature Steve.
Really
Yeah.
disgusted.
It was adorable.
He was like, ugh, why? Well, thank you guys for indulging them. I appreciate it. As bring your kids to work day and school ends. So this is what you got to do. One day, Biddlecombe. One day, buddy.
They all grow up and be big just like them.
You will. I bet you eye to eye, my son, taller one, is.
How old is he?
He's 10.
Yeah.
He's probably the same height as you.
Probably.
What is that, 4'3"?
He probably would have bullied me if I was in school with him.
He probably could bully you now. I'll tell him to go outside and call you a fucking small fry. I don't know. That's not nice. Anyway, I'm happy that we're all back here together. I haven't been in the studio in a couple weeks. Sorry about last week, everyone. Things came up. You had a flight. I had a doctor's appointment last minute. So we missed last week. We apologize. And going forward, we'll never miss another week again until we do. That's number one. I wanted to say sorry about that. Let's get into... Well, first let's do this. Do you want to do Game 7, which is the most pertinent thing going on, and NHL, or do you want to talk about what I think is the most ridiculous thing I was reading today in the news about the Women's World Cup team winning 13-0 and then getting lambasted for, I guess, scoring too many goals and then celebrating too much? Which one do you guys want to do first?
Let's do Game 7 first.
Okay, Game 7 first. By the way, we're live on the Facebook, All Things Comedy Facebook page. So if you are listening or watching and you want to get involved in the conversation, 323-282-7424 is a number to call. We'll take your phone call and we'll get you live on the air. So Game 7 tonight, St. Louis Blues, Boston Bruins, and of course Biddlecombe comes in today. I'm gonna watch the game as I don't really know a lot about the nuances. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game, but you seem to have a conspiracy theory, which is right up Simone's alley.
Love that stuff.
And
So,
that
I
apparently something has to happen for Vegas to make money or something.
yeah,
right?
so after St. Louis won in overtime in Game 2, I texted Steve and said St. Louis in 6. Then I saw an article maybe 4 or 5 days ago, as Boston slowly gaining momentum and getting back into it. St. Louis was 250-1 at the start of the season.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
this guy put down a $400 bet, and he's set to make $100,000 if St. Louis wins tonight. And so now people are kind of going, well, Vegas is going to lose tens of millions of dollars if St. Louis wins. So maybe people are kind of influencing the games a little bit to make sure that doesn't happen.
I could see that maybe in a Game 1. There's Game 7. I don't know how you tell a professional athlete you have one game to win a championship.
You don't, but
No.
Vegas can tell the refs, hey, you better make that call even though it's not a call. If it's
Oh.
close, you better call it.
Referees control all sports.
Yes, but I mean, is there a spread? Is there like what's
How many pucks?
Yeah, how many?
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if what Brenton's saying is the amount of money that was wagered at the beginning of the season at 250
Yeah.
or halfway through the season.
See,
at
but that's the thing,
100
though.
to 1.
Yeah, it's got to be Blues winning. It can't even be the Blues. It's got to be Blues winning the Stanley Cup.
Blues
It's
have
got
to
nothing
win
to do with
outright.
this specific game.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game actually matters for the future bet because it ends up deciding who the winner of the Stanley Cup is. But I don't think it's got anything. I don't think you can tell a player or even a referee in a Game 7 like you've got to try to shave this. I think it's too hard to do. There's too many eyes on this thing tonight.
Because I want the Blues to win.
But I do think that like there always can be like a shitty sort of call at the end of the game where it's like, oh, there's a flipping the ice over the, a puck over the boards penalty, or there's like some sort of weird checking call that nobody saw, or
Absolutely.
And then next thing you know, power play, and I think it's going to be a low scoring game. So I think something like that will matter.
I think it will be low scoring as well. Now that being said, conspiracy theory aside, the refs did screw up big time in Game 5. To give St. Louis that second goal, that non-tripping call.
I mean, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were looking at.
So I don't honestly believe in the conspiracy theory, but it's fun to throw it out there and say, well, maybe this is why Boston's going to win.
First of all, do you have AIDS or something? I hear your voice is like...
I'm congested.
From what? That sounds really
Flying?
bad. Flying? Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel like sick, though?
No.
You don't feel sick?
I'm just all congested.
You sound terrible as I'm listening to you.
How do you want me to sound?
Not like this.
I'm congested, Steve.
I know, but I didn't know you were calling it like that.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is the first time
every week.
listening to your voice, and it sounds gross. I don't know if anyone's... It just sounds like not... I'm sorry. I just say, if you're feeling ill...
This guy.
No,
I'm not feeling ill. I'm
Okay.
just congested.
I'm glad you're here. Getting everyone else fucking sick. I brought my kids today. I wish I would have known that you were going to have the disease or whatever it was.
We shared a soda. It was nice.
I know. I wish I had known all that. Because now I'm listening to your voice. I just hear it when you just start, and it sounds like nasally. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
As long as you're okay, I'm
good.
okay.
I'm good.
The rest of us will just deal with your disgusting voice.
I'm past the disease.
Good.
So welcome to it.
I'm glad. We'll just Simone and Lucas and I will just, and the audience will have to deal with what your post-nasal drip. Sorry about this, guys. I didn't realize it's bringing fucking Philadelphia to the... That's
terrible. This fucking guy.
No, I love you, buddy. But who do you think's going to win tonight, by the way?
I mean, flip a coin. Game 7, who the fuck knows?
You got to pick one.
I guess I got to go with Boston at home.
You're wrong. St. Louis. On the road, 3-2.
3-2?
3-2.
I think Boston 4-1.
3-2, bro.
Boston 4-1. Lock it.
By the way, this is not supposed to be as close as it is. We had predicted both these series, the NBA series and the NHL series, to be total fucking blowouts.
Yeah, he's one game away from getting posterized.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah.
What was the bet?
The bet is he gets to posterize me. So like I have to go like. First of all, we're gonna need a green screen to get him above me.
You're gonna have
so
to be on your
we're gonna have to need a
knees.
fucking ladder. So I'm gonna have to be like those
We're gonna
old
fake it.
like
those.
like he's gonna dunk and and then Bill Combs
He's
just gonna be.
No, he's gonna be on his knees, and we'll put the shoes under his knees. So
Yeah,
it
we'll do
looks
like the
he's
thing.
just-
Yeah, so that you could be just
Dwarf on golf field,
over
Tim
me. And I
Conway.
have to look.
And I'll need
like
a trampoline.
all diminutive, like like
Vince
scared.
Carter.
And then what are you going to do with the images? Are you going to make actual
Fucking
posters and put one up?
Put up here for a while.
Oh, that's great.
Maybe be the backdrop of the podcast for a while. The step and repeat. Every time someone comes in, they have to take a picture next to the poster.
Dude, how great's hockey though?
It is.
I think it's the only major sport where you could have such an underdog like the Blues be there at the end. Like that doesn't happen
St.
in
Louis
football.
Blues.
It's like
The Vegas.
the Kings in what was that? 2012. They were the 8th seed.
Yeah.
they
You
barely
You ride a
made it
goalie,
in.
man.
Yeah, the parity in hockey. I mean,
Makes
look at
it fun.
The Tampa Bay, overwhelming favorites going into the playoffs, losing in the first round, getting
Happens,
swept
yeah.
in the first round. I'm happy because the NHL is the only sport that doesn't cave to these fucking networks where they make the last 3 minutes, the last 15 minutes of a period of whatever
Last
into
forever.
hours and hours and
Yeah.
hours. They literally put those skates on, and it's like watching a regular season game, just
With more intensity.
supersized because
Yeah.
with more. They're not taking breaks, extra long breaks. They're not calling unnecessary timeouts, TV
No
timeouts.
50-minute halftime shows.
If it's 4.5 minutes left in the third period and there's no penalties and they're
That's
not
what it is.
no one calls timeout, they're gonna play till the fucking horn goes off.
Yeah.
That's what I love to see. It takes away when you're like, when you're watching an NBA game with 3.5 minutes left going, I know I've got 15 minutes before this game is even close. It's going to be as close in 15 minutes as it is right now, probably.
Yep.
So I'm like, at least with the NHL, you have the ability to go, I'm going to watch. Like I truly like watch a period. It goes by in like 25 minutes, a half hour, and then you get like 15 minutes off to kind of like go do whatever.
Get a sandwich.
It breaks it down easy. Like I don't find myself doing a lot during hockey games or like.
Well, everything matters too. You can't check it out.
Yes.
It moves so fast, and then just one goal. That's it. That could be it.
Yeah.
The way these goalies are, that could be the game.
It really. I mean, I'm looking forward to a great game. I hope it's close. I think it will be. And
According
I think
to Odd Sharks, Boston's favorited minus 165, and they're predicting 5.5 goals.
Yeah, you have to bet $165 to make
win
100. Yeah, so that's pretty. That's fair. I mean,
that's going to be
you're
a
at
tough
home.
place to play. Yeah. Did you see the Bruins fans fighting the other Bruins fans?
No, where
last week? Did you see that video?
Where during the game?
Like way up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Can we pull that up?
Fully grown men. It would look like dads. It was not like drunk.
During the game.
Yeah.
Fighting each other.
Yeah, and the one guy was like, "What did you say?" And then another dude just throws a beer at him who's like, "You want some of this smoke?" And then another fight broke out, and I'm like, "You gotta love Boston."
Speaking of which, I'm happy that they got rid of that owner. That when Kyle Lowry went into the front row. Did you see that in the basketball game? Mm-hmm. He went into the front row. Yeah. He went to dive for the ball, and then that owner like did that cheap like little push from the side where it's like, and then he got up and he looked at him. He's like, "What?" Did the whole what? So this is during this game. Come on, some fucko. Come on.
Now watch.
This is a luxury box. It looks like too.
Watch.
Oh shit.
That was a different guy.
That's it.
See, it was that guy that threw it.
And is this during a win?
This is during a win, right?
Yeah, the guy's like trying to get him in pull
jiu-jitsu
guard.
moves?
Yeah,
This
and
guy's
then just another random
squaring
fight.
Squaring up right here. These two. This is
Boston, baby.
Yep. Are these your uncles? Who are these people?
It might be.
Jeez Louise, look at this.
No,
this
probably
is
not.
during a win. This is both teams. This is not a St. Louis Blues fan talking shit.
Have you ever been to a Boston game in Boston?
I've been to a Celtics game in Boston, and I've been to a Red Sox game in Boston.
Okay, Red Sox is kind of similar to the hockey games, but I cannot even begin to describe to you how absolutely hammered these people get.
Oh my God, look at these guys.
But when
Walking around
You
down
fuck
by
my
the
sister
garden.
Martha, huh?
Yeah,
You fuck
basically.
Martha?
How do you like them apples?
Yeah. You want some fucko?
I got
This
some,
guy. Hey, don't shoot, guy. Fucking Paul Blart comes over now.
I got some stats for you, Steve. The Bruins are 4-10 in their last 14 home games against St. Louis.
4 and 10 home games.
14 home games, they've won 4 of them.
What did they do this year in this series? In the,
they're 1-2 at home so far.
Who, the Bruins are 1-2 at home?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a fucking. St. Louis is gonna win, dude.
Flip a coin.
St. Louis is gonna win.
Be good for hockey.
I would love to see St. Louis win. And plus, who needs fucking Boston winning another championship? Look at these people. You want this out there? You want this celebrating? This is how they celebrate during a win.
Well, do you want this celebrating or do you want this angry because they lost? What's worse?
I want them to lose.
I want them to lose too. I
love how they're like trying to settle things now, like the cop. Just all right. Who did what? Oh, Sully did this. Sully did that. Then Mac came over.
I love it. They fight just like the players, though. They rip the jersey.
Yeah,
over
yeah,
the
yeah.
body.
You need leverage, dude. You need leverage because you want to hold that one part away, and you got to get as much
bonus version
coming in.
I never saw this one.
The further you got him away, the fucking more you got coming in at it. You know?
They're
Then
the
you
best
bring 'em
fighters
together
of any
like
sports
this.
fans.
I think this is just a best of.
Oh, is that
Just
Drake?
from that game.
Is that Boston Drake right there? Oh, here we go. I told you, don't put your fucking hand right here. I'll put my hand wherever the fuck I want to, Pee-wee. Don't you talk to me like that. Don't you say that. All right, you want some fuckface? This guy's like, now look at it. His hype man's in his ear. Don't let him talk to you like that. The hand motion, hand's getting bigger,
Bigger.
bigger.
He's too small to be picking a fight with. That
Yeah,
guy. You
that's
just don't
crazy.
do
Well, he
that.
might know something that we don't know. He might know that he's. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh,
now
no.
they're squaring up. This could be good. Here we go. Square up. Square up. Who's gonna? That guy shouldn't be looking away.
No, I don't think this is going to end well.
There
What's
we go.
the odds the big
now
guy
we're
knocks him out?
They might hug it out.
You think so?
It's always a chance.
Hold
Well,
on.
it
let's
is
see.
under the title
Something's coming off.
fighting each other.
Tap on the shoulder. There's physical contact there.
Sportsmanship?
Tap, tap. You want to walk away? Tap, tap again. Look at the girl in the
I wonder
back.
what
She's
he's
like,
saying.
oh, God, I hope this doesn't fucking... Here we go. One of these guys is just going to lay off soon, right?
At this point, if they don't fight, I'm going to be mad.
Seriously, what the fuck?
That's it?
Oh, maybe they don't.
No! Here we go.
That was perfect.
Bingo.
Maybe they don't.
One guy's like, don't shoot. He's like, oh, fuck.
And they're on the same team.
Dude, a living nightmare.
I can't even see what's happening.
Who knows? This guy's
The little
I think
guy
he's
got
fucking
buried.
him.
I want to know the one dislike on this video.
It was probably the guy that got punched. He was like, you didn't have the right angle. I was getting him at the bottom. You should have got the angle at the bottom.
Of course.
When I was taking him from the bottom.
Every guy who loses a fight says that.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't want to see Boston win another championship.
Dude, they've won everything for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine being like a 16-year-old kid that grew up in Boston right now? The only thing he's known his whole life is winning.
I mean, I'm 26 and I grew up in New England, and that's all I remember.
Is winning.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like if they lose, I mean, obviously it'd be cool if they won, but at this point, it's not special anymore. It's like, oh, cool, another parade.
Oh
right?
my God, your
What's that
relatives
like,
are rolling
Emma?
over in their graves.
I know they're
I
probably
know.
they're all
Hundreds
gonna-
of years those fucking people suffered.
They're all coming
Yeah.
for me.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Fine.
Like I was really happy for them when it started. The winning started. I'm like, it's a great city, great fans. They're passionate. Good for them. But now it's like, give somebody else a chance. You have the Patriots, the Celtics.
The Celtics were
Bruins.
almost- yeah.
The Red Sox last year might have been the best baseball team ever.
Easy, but they were
Might have
great.
been
They were
for a
good.
season.
They
That
were
was, I
very,
mean,
very
that was.
good.
84 Tigers, I think, were still.
No, the 98 Yankees were and the 27 Yankees.
They have 27 Yankees.
Yeah, there's a reason they call it Murderers Row.
But I'll say this for St. Louis fans. I'm happy for them, but I also hope they lose because Buffalo is pretty close to having the biggest drought in Stanley Cup finals history. They haven't won a cup. I think they've been around 46 years.
46 years?
Something like that. 44, 46 years.
Flyers are coming up on
St.
that.
Louis and Toronto are tied at 51 years without a cup.
Toronto's going to get one. That's the other thing. Toronto's going to win. Poor KD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get to that, I want to say, because we were shitting on Boston.
I was not.
I shit on Boston a lot. But I do want to say that I feel terrible about what happened with Big Papi. I hope he feels better.
Yeah.
I hope he gets better.
Yep.
And I think it's real classy, the organization, the way they've surrounded him, taken care of him. You know, he's a gigantic part of that city.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy that he's feeling better, doing well. I know they sent the plane for him. I think he's walking again. So I hope he gets better.
Did you ever?
I have no
what
idea.
was the backstory on that?
All I've seen is the video. I've seen the video. I mean, I wouldn't go. I've been to Dominican Republic. I had a great time, but it's not gotten great press recently. 3 people died in the same resort just from like poisoning, and then Big Papi gets shot. And I've watched the video. I have no idea what started it. There was didn't seem to be any sort of.
I heard it was a robbery of some sort. Like they were trying to rob him,
makes
and that's
sense.
why he got shot. And they weren't. But when I
He didn't
heard
look
that,
very-
they weren't sure if they knew it was Big Papi or they just thought it was somebody who had
A rich
money.
guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I did see the New York Post is like, oh, Big Papi was like fucking the guy's wife or like something like that. There's like that angle, which is always like whatever. But regardless, no one deserves to get shot, especially in the Dominican Republic for any reason, especially if you're Big Papi. That guy's like a legend down there. So
Yeah.
I'm glad he's feeling better. I'm glad the Red Sox have taken care of him and baseball as well. You know, I mean, that guy, he put me through a lot as a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Just all those fucking clutch hits, times he just killed us. But I'm happy that he's doing better. So that being said, let's move on to, well, do you want to do, let's do the women's, as I feel bad for the women's. I didn't even know the World Cup was going on.
I had no idea.
I talked to Stuart
I watched
Thompson.
the game yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, it
the
was
women's
great.
game?
Yeah.
What time was it on?
What time was that? It would have been.
Was it like normal time in America? Or was
yeah,
it,
it was.
Okay.
It was like in the afternoon.
Oh, all right. Where'd they play? Do you know?
I don't even know where it is.
Where's it happening, by the
I'm
way?
getting a call.
Oh, shit. It's probably my kids. Hey, what's up? You're on What's the Odds with Steve Rannazzisi. Who are you and where are you calling from?
What's up, Steve? It's your favorite caller calling back again, Rhett from Wichita.
Rhett from Wichita, Kansas, man. How are you?
Doing pretty well. What about you guys?
We're doing well. I'm glad to hear that you're okay. I heard about those tornadoes and everything. Is everything good with you guys, weather-wise?
Yeah.
All right,
Luckily,
nice.
nothing's really hit us. We've had like one siren here. And I grew up in Florida, so
Oh, yeah,
got
okay.
my blood pumping a little bit, but
Yeah, is that your
Nothing
first
really hit us.
tornado experience?
yeah, first tornado experience. And then by the end of the sirens, I was kind of pissed that no tornado came, you know?
You wanted to see something then. You're like, where?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my blood started pumping, my adrenaline was rushing, and by the end, it was just kind of a letdown.
You felt like Dorothy. You're like, where? I want to go get away from Kansas here.
Exactly.
What'd you want to call about, buddy? We were about to get into the Ladies World Cup, but if you had something else you want to talk about, we'll get into that.
Oh, nice. I don't know what you guys have been talking about so far. Obviously, NBA.
Yes.
What you guys think about those finals? I watched the end of the game Sunday night or Monday night, whenever it was, and that was pretty crazy. I really was hoping the Raptors could pull it off there, but
Are you rooting for the Raptors because you don't like the Warriors, or you just want? Are you a Raptors fan?
that was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then going into both of these finals, I placed some serious bets on the Raptors and the Blues, just hoping to make some money off the underdogs.
Hell yeah.
Both of them are looking pretty
What kind
good
of odds
now.
did you get on those?
I got plus 140 on the Blues and plus 240 on the Raptors.
Wow.
Okay, that's great. So you're looking. Yeah, this is a big night for you then. Game 7 tonight. I assume you
It
want the
is.
Blues to win.
Oh yeah.
Do you agree with my 3-2 score? You think it's a low scoring
Yeah, sounds
affair,
pretty
or
good. I mean, I think it's going to be low scoring. I think the goalies are definitely going to step it up. I
Yeah.
don't think the Bruins will dominate like they did last game. I think it could be as low as like 2-1 though.
yeah, I like 3-2, 2-1, something like that. A good low scoring 1-goal game.
Does it go to overtime?
Definitely going to be close too, at least hopefully.
Well, that I think according to what I believe is going to happen, I think you're going to get that futures bet tonight. And then who'd you have for the Golden State? Do you have the Raptors winning? Was there a game number that you had to win by, or you just had them win the series?
Nope, it's just series price. So as long as they win it in the next 2 chances or 3 chances, I guess.
Yeah, it's you and Drake.
No, it's 2 now.
You and Drake rooting for the Raptors hard in the front
It's
row.
funny because when they were playing the Bucks, I was cheering hard for the Bucks, but I really just don't like the Warriors too. So that kind of played into me putting that bet down.
For Canadians, though, I have to say they were real rude motherfuckers when Kevin Durant went down.
Yeah, you want to talk about Team USA?
Yeah, that was
being
pretty
rude. What about the
bad.
fans?
That was, I mean, it was like someone just scored a 3-pointer. The way, he made that non-contact
Did you see
move.
that guy just like
Went to the ground, and that one guy just, it was unfortunate. I mean, I'm glad that the Raptors players took control of the situation and were like, hey, you
Yeah.
guys can't fucking, don't
You got
cheer when someone gets hurt, but yeah,
you got to feel for Kevin Durant. I mean, for all the crap that he gets, I mean, you never want to see that.
Kevin
happen, you know?
Durant. Yes, of course you got to feel for Kevin Durant. Of course you have to feel. But here's why. Because he obviously hurt his Achilles a month and a half ago. Claimed it was it was his calf. They tried to get away with it being the calf. And it was his Achilles. And he tried to go out there and he tried to do more or than he could or what his Achilles could handle, and he probably ruptured it. Now, who does it hurt the most? Kevin Durant, obviously. But will there be 25 teams lined up next year to give him a max contract, even though they know that he can't play next year? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And who will be at the top of that fucking list? The New York Knicks. So, who gets hurt the most last night?
Steve Rannazzisi.
You're goddamn right he does. You're goddamn right. Because now I'm going to have to watch Kevin Durant in New York make $35 million next year
Wearing
in
a
a
suit.
fucking walking boot and a
He'll have
suit.
a nice suit on that you guys pay for.
And then you just have to hope that his little tiny little Q-tip legs can get the stem cell treatment that Kobe Bryant got when he shattered his Achilles and come back hopefully as good as he did. I mean, there are players that have come back from Achilles.
Have they said what the timetable is for rupturing your Achilles?
Achilles is like a year.
Oh my gosh.
And Achilles is, for a basketball player, it's like a year. I mean, Boogie Cousins did it last year.
Yeah.
And then just started playing in, what was it, March
that's true.
of this year. I know it cost.
He took a solid year off.
It cost Kobe a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a couple other guys that have had a ruptured Achilles in the last couple of years, and so it's a year. It's a year for a basketball player because you really can't jump, move.
It's got to be so frustrating.
So will he have to go to Germany and get the stem cell?
I mean, that's what Kobe Bryant did.
Yeah.
And so, and it seemed to work because he's the guy that came back, I think, the best from it. He was never the same. So, but that's what I'm saying, though. That's what the Knicks are going to get.
That's going to be fun.
4 years,
You're gonna
paying
see
5
KD.
years for getting 4 years for a guy who left it all out there literally the other night.
Steve, you'll see KD, you'll see Daniel Jones,
Cousins
will all
has been
be at
getting
Rangers
hurt,
games.
but he's been looking good when
cheering
he
the
is out
Rangers
there.
on. It's going to be great.
What'd you say, Rhett? Before Brenton's tiny.
Cousins, he's been re-injuring himself, but he's been looking good when he's out there.
He does look good. He scored 11 points in 12 minutes. I mean, it was like
that little stretch was.
It was great,
fun to watch,
and a completely different team.
Absolutely.
They have to
when
pull
the
so many.
Raptors went up 6. I thought it was over at that point.
Yes. When the Raptors went, you saying when the Raptors after Durant got hurt, when the Raptors went up 6? Yes, I thought it was over
when
too.
the Raptors went up, they had that little run at the end of the fourth quarter, maybe like 3 minutes left. I thought there was no chance, but then I forgot that the Warriors just live and die by the 3.
That Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry back-to-back threes. Just, I mean, that's 4 championships in 5 years.
Yeah, is anybody else concerned that the Raptors didn't put it away at home?
Yeah, because
when they had the chance, and now no KD, but that could be that could give the Warriors something to play for.
Yes.
Like
the only wild card in this whole thing is that Draymond Green got a 6 technical foul the other day, 7, and you have to sit out.
That's very true.
So here's the only other thing I see: like tonight or tomorrow night, if he gets mouthy and gets a technical foul, he's out for the rest of the game, and then he's out for Game 7.
Right.
So. He's got to make it through the next game.
One tomorrow.
Yeah, he's got to make it through the next game.
Then Drake starts mouthing off to him on the sideline during Game 7.
Yes, he'll be at home at least, so that, Drake won't be able to bother him. But yeah, I think that's a bigger issue than even KD at this point. KD's done; he's obviously not going to play. Boogie Cousins, you better get him healthy as much as you can, or try to get him as many reps at practice as he can, because he didn't look that efficient. As he should. He's only played a couple minutes in the last 45 days. So, but they'll get it together tomorrow night. And then in Game 7, that's going to Simone's point. Game 7 in Toronto. Then you're now all the pressure is on Toronto.
Yeah.
You're at home.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You've blown you could have closed it out twice now.
Yep.
That's why I think tonight there's all the pressures on the Bruins. The home team has the advantage because of the building that you're playing in, but you also have the onus of being like, we're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And so there is something that goes along with that.
But Boston has come back. They were on the brink of elimination.
Yes.
And
Boston,
they won on the road.
Yeah.
And now they're home.
That's a different situation than the Raptors having, being up 3-1 and then having to go to Game 7 in their own home court to have to win that game, which I still think they could win. But that, to me, is then like a 50-50 game, regardless of the people that you have.
Steve, with this series, every game that St. Louis has won has been very close. Every game Boston's won, they've blown them out.
Okay.
They know they can score.
Well,
they scored 7.
So we'll see in the first period whether or not, if it's a close game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
another thing, though.
It goes down to the goalies, too.
Well, yes.
Always.
So that if what's his name standing on his head tonight and making every save, and then it's a 1-0, 2-1 close games. Maybe St. Louis going in third period. Well, then the screws get tighter and tighter and tighter.
Do any of these? Because this is a gambling podcast, and I've just. Can you make wagers as the game's progressing?
Yes.
So like after the first period, the odds start to go a little higher or whatever, and you could actually.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So then you could do stuff like say St. Louis scores 2 goals in the first period.
Yeah.
Right? You can say like I'll take 5-1 odds that Boston comes back to win. Something like that. You can do futures bets that
That's
way.
crazy.
Yeah. All those are possibilities. That's why
people lose their houses betting.
Yeah, sure, right?
That's why
then you're chasing the dragon at one point.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, it's 2001. All right.
And that's why if you listen to this podcast, you'll probably be doing just a little bit worse than even.
A little bit. That's how you should rename the podcast. A little bit worse than even.
A little bit worse than breaking even. Gas money for the way home. Hey, Rhett, thanks
I've been betting for probably like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
At about the 1 year mark, I checked my website to see how my totals were. And I had made like net 30 cents.
For like how many hours of work? Like 60 hours of work, probably, of like thinking about like what you're gonna do.
I do it more as fun. I'm not throwing big bucks on it. I just like watching sports, so it puts some, stakes on it for me. But so I count that as a win. It's 30 cents plus hours of fun.
Perfect. Well,
did these websites did they hit you with a VIG?
Yeah, there's like is there a fee? I don't remember what it is for BetDSI. I think you got to join. I don't think there's a VIG.
I wasn't getting a fee.
Yeah.
So those 30 cents were
take
mine.
A cut of the winnings.
Maybe the winnings, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how they make money.
I don't know because I haven't won
But they
yet.
do. They do make money. Well, thanks for the call, Rhett. Appreciate it, buddy.
No problem. Good
All
talking to y'all.
Be
Good
well,
luck,
man.
buddy.
By the way, for those of you listening, Court McCown's going to call in at the end of the hour for his predictions for the U.S. Open. That's this weekend in Pebble Beach up north. Beautiful, I think in Monterey, California it's called. Or
Somewhere
wherever,
up there.
wherever
Yeah.
fucking Clint Eastwood owns those golf courses. Cypress, Pebble Beach, and Spyglass. And it's like, you can't get on them. They're the most ridiculous courses out there. And this weekend, Father's Day weekend, it's always the U.S. Open. This year, Tiger Woods is a tremendous favorite. Obviously, he won the Masters. He's one of the odds-on favorite going into it. And he won the
great.
U.S. Open there in 2000 by like a record number of strokes. He's won there like 10 times in his career. So Court will call in the last hour. We'll do some fantasy picks for golf. But let's get to the Women's World Cup. You said you don't watch.
I didn't even know.
I didn't know
I feel
what was going on
terrible,
either.
but
it's a big deal. You know why it's a big deal? Because they're fucking good.
Yeah,
they're the best team in the world
for a long time.
And so,
right?
like, everyone gets excited for the World Cup, the Men's World Cup, because, it's a worldwide event and everything. But the American team didn't even make it last time. So that's why I'm like, World Cup, it wasn't on my radar. But now that the women are, still unbelievable. I guess it started last week or this weekend. And
Started, a few days ago.
Where is it? Is it like
It's
in
in
one
France.
France.
Yeah.
Why are the women so dominant and the men aren't?
Because of the dicks. They don't have dicks.
Yeah, that's what
They
gets in the
don't
way.
they don't have penises. They flop around and get in front
Because
of
we're
them.
still playing the rest of the
no,
world.
Oh, you're saying women?
I think
Okay,
the
got it.
difference is women's soccer in America was just more popular than men's soccer. And in these other countries, like the men, they literally have academies that raise these kids playing soccer. They go to school to play soccer.
And they
we
don't have that for
here.
women?
But
Yeah.
they probably do now, but maybe they didn't because
Yeah.
some countries don't treat women as well as other countries. And we just have really good athletes here.
Here's how it worked for me, though. I mean, like I grew up in New York, so like in the fall, you got boys played football or soccer.
Yep.
And girls just pretty much played soccer if you played anything. It
Yeah.
was like field, like lacrosse, like
Yeah, field hockey, lacrosse,
which I don't understand what the
basketball,
fuck that-
volleyball.
Yeah, so field hockey or soccer. So I feel like a lot of the girls just played soccer, and that
Yeah.
was like their main sport. And so they just got better than us.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, like, at least where I grew up, soccer was like a starter sport for a lot of kids. Like, parents were concerned that the kids would put the pads on too young, they might get hurt. And, like, you started to learn that team concept playing soccer. But then by middle school, a lot of the great athletes switched over to football. They switched over to baseball. They switched over to lacrosse. Lacrosse is getting popular.
Lacrosse is huge. That's spring for us. And now I would say, like, for us, it was baseball, lacrosse in the spring. And where I grew up in Long Island, it was 70-30 lacrosse.
Yeah.
Because that's, a lot of great lacrosse players came from Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island.
Huge.
Well, our athletes, too. I mean, watching them play Thailand, they were like, Thailand's players were at their shoulders. They were so much smaller. So we just have freak athletes.
Is our women's basketball team really good, too? Or is it just
yeah.
our soccer?
Yeah, they dominate.
But apparently they won 13-0.
Wow.
Alex Morgan had 5 goals and a cold, like you, and 3 assists. 5 goals.
That's
this is how
insane.
bad it was. I was watching it on my phone. I was in a car, and an ad came on for the Women's World Cup.
And you thought
as
it was
an
that.
update. No, as an update. And the guy's going, yeah, it's 8-0 right now. You can go watch it on Fox. It was 11-0 at the time on the game. Like, they did
We're
that ad, and
wow.
then 3 more goals happened.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, like, I didn't watch any. I don't know how many they did. Apparently, there's an aggregate goal count that you have to, like, will help you advance to the next
Yeah,
round.
so in
So it's
pool
not
play,
piling on. It's
yeah,
like you want to
need
score
the
as many
goals.
Yes.
Because they could lose the next 2 games and maybe get in just because their goal differential.
I didn't see any of the celebrations. Apparently, there were some celebrations. I mean, maybe after the 10th goal, you don't celebrate.
They were normal soccer celebrations. There weren't.
But I'll
anything
tell you
that
this:
was over the top.
If I score my first World Cup goal, I don't give a shit what
Going
the score
crazy.
is. I'm going nuts.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 12-0, 1-0,
How
whatever
about you
it
get a
is.
hat trick? How about you score your 4th? How about you score your 5th goal in the World Cup?
I'm
You're gonna
taking
go
my
crazy.
shirt off, like what's her Chastain, Brandy
Yeah.
Chastain, or whatever she did. I'll rip my shirt off at the Rose Bowl.
But I like what they said. The broadcast. They said, Team USA is not backing down out of respect for Thailand. This is at the highest level of the game, and if they were to back down, it would be disrespectful to the team. Going,
Gotcha.
we know we're better than you.
Yeah.
So now we're handling you with kid gloves. No, fucking go.
Is there anyone
Go
out there
full
that
tilt.
knows anything about soccer that really knows whether or not my question is, do the U.S. women have a true test in the World Cup? Is there a team that's
Yeah, they
going
do.
to
Who is it?
put it to them, or maybe they won't be able to score 13 goals or impose their will upon them?
That's a football score.
It really
Yeah,
is.
it's crazy.
That to me reminds me of like when the Dream Team first went out. Remember there was
Yeah.
like when
Yeah.
the Jordan Dream Team went out and played the world.
People love
Well,
being
keep in
dunked
mind,
on by
they
Barkley
lost,
and Jordan. They
yeah.
bragged about it.
That God, I would have.
They
loved
did
to
lose
have
their
been.
last World Cup.
The women did
Yeah.
4 years ago. To who?
Was that 4 years ago or was that 8 years ago?
Well,
When
I think
they
were every
lost
4
to
years.
Japan right after Japan had that really bad tsunami.
Oh, okay.
And it was
So they felt bad for him.
Well, no, Japan outplayed them and they won, but
Bullshit, dude. Bullshit, bro. Don't fucking take that.
France is good
Well,
and they're at home.
look, they're all not going to be 13-0. That's my point.
No.
They're going to get tested at some point,
competitive.
and
This
then
was
it'll
like
be good.
this was like in Mighty Ducks 2 when they played who they played in the first game, Jamaica, and they beat them like 9-0. This was that game, and the rest of them are going to be much closer. But yeah, we're ranked first. Germany's second, England's third, France is fourth, Canada's fifth, Australia, Japan at 7. So there's some good teams, and they're not that close. They go off a point system. They're not that far off from each other.
Is it 4? Is it they play 4 games and the top 2 go into like the round of 16? Is that how it
Yeah.
works for the World Cup?
Yeah.
And then when does the actual round of 16 start? That's when I want to check in. Once it's like you lose, you're out.
Today, Group A played match 2.
Okay.
So
that doesn't mean anything to me.
You've got another probably 5 to 7 days before
Perfect.
that happens.
How long does the World Cup last?
Like a month.
Yeah, it goes a while.
It takes a while. So, but guess what? You'll still have the #1 comedy album when that thing's over, buddy. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
That's a real.
Thank you to everybody for sharing it. Like, I didn't do that. That was just all my friends.
But yeah,
Brenton,
putting out the word and
all you guys did it, and I'm grateful for all of it. Like,
But it's a nice thing to have, a nice button on, and to be able to say like, hey, people are listening. They're like you're not doing it all for nothing.
yeah.
A lot of people get all these things together. They get the album. They get everything together. They put it out. It's like, is anyone listening to this? Does anyone care about this? At
for
least you
sure.
know,
Yeah,
you're like,
results
all right,
help,
yes.
man.
You're
They
like,
do.
all right.
You're like, okay.
Yes.
It'll keep you going.
Are you excited about it?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was really excited because I was with my parents this weekend, and I got to play it for my dad.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much stories about him, and he was laughing so hard that he was crying.
That's good.
And I'm like, okay, this is what
I
it's all
accomplished
about.
it, yeah.
I did it. That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah. And the response has been amazing because there's a track on there about how my dad would drive home from work and he would just sit in the car as long as possible in the driveway before coming into the house. And I've been getting screenshots from all these dads of them in the car. There's one dad.
They should be listening to the album
Yes,
in the car.
that's what I've been getting.
Yeah.
And then I see the guy's kids like waving at them from the door, and he was like, "This is what I'm dealing with right now, listening to your album."
Perfect for Father's Day. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you haven't got your copy yet, it's a great Father's Day present. Go out and get Jabba on iTunes or wherever the hell you get your shit now. And
That was a
by the hilarious
fun weekend making that.
Yeah, you were with him when you guys did
Brenton's
that, right?
been on all my albums. Remember, we did the first one in San Diego together, the three of us.
The San Diego
And
one,
then the second one
La
was,
Jolla.
and Brenton's my lucky charm.
Yeah, he's tiny little Lucky Charm. You should put him around your neck.
And this one was Canada, right?
Yep. Yeah, I did this one in Calgary. was
Love
awesome.
that. Love it.
I'm scrolling through right now the world rankings, and maybe I missed it because there's a
For
lot.
what, women's soccer?
Yeah, Thailand isn't even in the top 155.
Oh, you know what?
So
Maybe
the
we did beat up.
2015 was the first year they ever qualified for the World Cup.
Well, now they
So,
know.
Yeah.
Step up or get swept up.
Welcome to the
Lucas.
big leagues.
Jason Lucas at the fight. Step up and get swept up.
Congratulations also to locking down your quarterback for the next, 8 years. Carson Wentz.
Hey, man.
Signed a big deal this week. What was it, 5 years?
I just hope he's
38?
healthy. I hope he stays healthy. Like as an Eagles fan, as a Philly fan, you're just always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're just always like, oh man.
Especially when you've had so much success without him behind center.
Absolutely.
So much success with him behind center, but
Yeah.
then
Well, he had that one like MVP caliber season, and then he gets hurt.
Yep.
And then
it's just tough to go, all right, we're going to give this guy astronomical amounts of money, basically like the Russell Wilson contract, and to say then to also know that when he wasn't there, you also had equal results. You know what I'm saying? Like the results were almost what you would want to get when you're paying him. You know what I'm saying? So again, he's a franchise quarterback, 100%, and he deserves someone's going to give him that money.
yeah, absolutely. But it's always like, hey man, big contracts. Like you talk about the psychology of sports.
Yeah.
There's something to it. Like I don't know. I mean, it takes a special person to not get buried by trying to live up to those expectations. Like we gave Bryce Harper all that money. He plays so hard. He's given me a new appreciation for baseball again. Just the way he runs bases and the way he's in the field. Like his head's always in the game, but his bat hasn't been spectacular so far this year. And I think a lot of that is the pressure that comes along with it. And like you see a lot of athletes, like their prime years are those years where they're earning those numbers. It's a lot like comics. You know, like you see killers at the Comedy Store. Like when I see you guys go up, I'm like, these are the dudes that should be having Netflix specials. With them, by the time you get it, it's like you get rewarded.
You get
after those prime years in a while.
Yeah, you could become a little soft. But that's why I think like the kids on the Yankees that didn't expect to be playing third base every day.
That's
are now
my
just
point.
Going like, well, here
Next
I am.
man up. Let's
and
do
they're
it.
Just doing it rather than getting that tremendous contract. I think that Carson Wentz, to his benefit, has realized and reached the point of being like a huge success, and then taking a back seat. So he knows what it's like to kind of not be in the spotlight and to not have everything going his way or your way. And I think that sort of will help him going forward throughout the tough times because he's on his own now. There's no more Nick Foles. I think he did a lot of times watching Nick Foles and how he ran the team and how he stood and led, and even just like within the context of the game, being like not rushing your first option, waiting to see what other options are coming to you, or not throwing to your first receiver because you feel like forcing something in there. So I think that the year and a half off that he's watched Nick Foles will be helpful. But again, it's a lot of money. You gave it to him. That's your guy now.
Yes.
And that's it. So it's like there is no more going back or do we have our guy anymore?
He should have peace of mind. He doesn't have Foles over his shoulder.
Yep.
It's his team. He's locked down. He has his money. He seems like, by all indication, he's just like Mr. All-American, clean-cut dude, and now he can just focus on football. But, as an Eagles fan, I'm always like, oh, I just hope he stays healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that what we saw wasn't just a flash in the pan, because you see that in the NFL sometimes where these guys look unstoppable, and then either the league catches up with them or they get in their own head, or one play where an offensive tackle just loses the guy and snap.
Yeah, well, he's now... I mean, he probably was before, but now for sure the best quarterback in the NFC East.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah. Look, on paper, physically, I mean, he has the potential to be the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
He absolutely has that potential. I just hope he lives up to that potential. And as a negative Philadelphia fan, a part of me is always like, I don't know. It's like, it's unnerving, to be honest with you. You're like, okay.
How many wins this year? How many? What would be a? I mean, what would be a?
Hey man, I just hope they're healthy going into the playoffs. I hope even if they get a wild card, I think they win the division.
Playoffs.
Yeah. Well, 10 wins to get to the playoffs, probably, right?
Yeah, but look, I don't know. You never know with football.
I think they get 11 wins.
11-5.
11-5, first place in the division.
I think that's realistic. I hope that happens.
I think the Cowboys are 10-6.
What are the Giants going to do this year?
They'll be lucky to win 5 games. I was with
I think you're 2-14.
Jeff Schaefer, the creator of the league, this weekend. By the way, thank you to everyone who came to Austin to the 10th anniversary of the league panel. We did a nice.
Oh, that's awesome!
It was great. We were in Austin last Friday.
It's a great city too.
We had a great time. We was myself and Nick Kroll and Jeff and Jackie Schaefer, Paul Scheer, Katie Asleton, Jason Mantzoukas was there. That's everyone, right? Yes.
Duplass wasn't there?
Duplass wasn't there, and John Lajoie was in Europe. So those were the only 2 guys we're missing. But we had a great time. And I was talking to Jeff Schaefer on the plane, who's a big Seahawks fan. And we were talking over-under wins. And, he's optimistic, probably about 9 or 10 wins for them. And he said, what do you think for the Giants? And I literally think it's going to be a 5-11 season.
It's generous.
Yeah, where are those 5 wins coming from?
I think we can sneak out 1 or 2 against, we'll get 1 against Washington or a division rival.
I was going to say, as an Eagles fan, I don't care how bad the Giants are. That's always a war.
Yeah.
Always.
We'll get 1
Doesn't
against
matter.
them.
You guys can be 3-13 and have 2 wins against
3-13 is generous.
Depends.
Every division needs a bitch.
Yep. I think we probably might be the bitch, unless Washington's the bitch.
It very well could be.
You never know. It's like he may not pan out. I think he's going to. Way better than our situation. But Liz, let me tell you, it ain't going to be Philadelphia, and it's probably not going to be the Cowboys. So, yeah, one of the teams is going to in the East is going to be 5-11, 4-12, and I think that's probably going to be the Giants. So, based on that, you got 2 wins against us. I think 11 wins gets you to the playoffs. And then, who knows what happens after that. We'll get to that when we get to it. But if you're in the playoffs and Carson Wentz is healthy, that's a pretty good deal.
Oh, I love Coach Peterson. Legit love that guy. I think he's the best coach we've ever had in Philly. And Wentz could be the type of athlete we've never had in that city in terms of football. He could be MVP type. Best
for years to come.
Yeah, and that's the hope. That's the hope. And it's I don't know, man. It's just weird. I have this uneasiness.
You have to. You're an East Coast sports fan.
Yeah, it's you're never... It's
cautiously optimistic, but not even optimistic.
Yeah, you're just always afraid you're going to get your heart broken. And I remember sharing that Super Bowl moment with my dad, and there was you didn't think it happened. You couldn't even enjoy the moment for a second. Because we were trying to sync up the sound to get Merrill Reese, and then the ball's in Brady's hands, and you're like, this is it. This is how my heart gets broken again. And when he threw it up, and then I'm watching the clock, and I'm like, no, we won. My dad's like, no, it's Brady. He's gonna, and I go, no, there's no more time. We won. And then it was just quiet, and then I saw my dad cry.
Yeah,
and then you're just like,
because I've been in Super Bowl watching with Super Bowls with you when the Eagles lost.
Oh, dude.
Donovan McNabb throwing up in the fucking in the huddle.
Yeah. Yeah, but you talk conspiracies going to that.
What?
Yeah.
You
The
think
whole Spygate thing.
Oh, going into this. Okay.
Dude, that is I think the NFL squashed that domestic abuse for 30 years. Yeah. There was a senator, Arlen Specter, that was literally going to bring that in front of Congress. I think the NFL knew more than we'll ever find out, and I think they definitely, hey man, the Eagles had to do a secret practice to win that Super Bowl game. They did that, right?
To throw them off.
Yeah, 100% so.
A fake practice.
They did a fake practice because you talk to NFL guys that want to keep it under their hat, but they're like, we were running plays against the Patriots that we never ran all year, and they knew where the ball was going to be before we even put the play in. It's the truth.
So
you can look. I feel like Eddie
This
Bravo
is
right
tinfoil-
now.
tinfoil hat?
Look into it.
Everything goes back to tinfoil hat.
I love that podcast, by the way. I love those.
I mean,
guys.
I love every one of them collectively.
Yeah.
I just can't let my brain go down a couple of those alleys.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I don't want to know anything. If you really want to, I don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
But I think anything's possible.
Yep.
Especially in sports and money. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Well,
Again,
according to
that's why
Brandon,
St. Louis is going to lose tonight.
Dude, I mean, look at our political system. Like, you see what senators get bought from, with lobbyists. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
we did. We all know that.
No, seriously,
yeah, of course,
like,
yeah. I mean,
like, who do you really think has your best interests? Like, do you really think
My
leagues aren't above manipulating things to get the most marketing dollars and the more eyes and make more money for everybody?
every one of these series, every one of these games is played on a Tuesday night or a Thursday night or a Sunday night because there's money to be made those nights. There's no more day games. There's no more afternoon games.
Right.
So yes, there's money to be made in all those. This court. Speaking of money. Speaking of hardcore currency, coming in straight from North Carolina, I believe.
What's up, fellas?
How are you, buddy?
What's going on?
Court McCown, you are live on the podcast with Brenton Biddlecombe, Steve Simone, and Lucas Hirl, and myself, obviously.
What's up, Court?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Can he see the TV? I waved to the TV. I don't know what I'm doing.
Simone's waving at you. You probably can't see.
There you go, buddy.
Can you see us? Hey, how are you?
I can't see you guys.
All right, don't worry about it. We're all handsome. So it's U.S. Open week. I feel like this is nice that we get to do this once a month. You and I get together and figure out who we think's going to win. So far, you picked Brooks Koepka and Tiger Woods, 2 for 2 on the on the majors this year.
Damn.
Yeah, he picked
That's insane.
Tiger Woods, and we both picked Brooks Koepka. But yeah, so far 2 for 2. So I had to have Court on. This year, the U.S. Open is being played at beautiful Pebble Beach. Yeah, he won.
I know.
Pebble Beach Golf Course up in, is it Monterey? I think that's called up there. Is that what it is?
Monterey Peninsula, 17-mile drive. Played the course, beautiful course, unbelievable.
You played it several times, correct?
I played it like 4, maybe 5 times.
Okay, and then have you played it under different weather conditions? You ever play it windy? Did you ever play it like
Yeah. So what they're going to it looks like what they're going to be doing is they're going to be playing in about 60-degree weather. So it's going to be cool. The winds are going to pick up. They could get up to 10, 15 miles an hour. Now, it's not going to be as bad as it is during the AT&T. Because, they play AT&T.
January, right? January, February, something?
That's in February or end of January, which is just awful weather. It's terrible. But they're playing in much better conditions. But it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting.
This is not necessarily, in my opinion, a bomber's paradise. I don't think you have to be a bomber to lay it out there and score every single hole. Unless, do you disagree with that or no?
Well, I mean, you got the greens are small, so they're not very big. In comparison to other golf courses, they're not very big greens, and they're Poana greens, so they get really bumpy.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a little flower that kind of starts growing starts coming out during the day. So they get bumpier as the day goes on. So it becomes more difficult to putt the greens. And these are very undulated greens, and it's a U.S. Open. So remember, they're going to be
fast.
Hard and fast.
Yeah.
But they can't, you got to remember, this is right on the ocean. So there's moisture. So they're not going to be, they're not going to be like hard as rocks out there. But it's going to be very difficult.
Do you see anyone like in any surprises, like people that have won before? Like I'm looking at guys like Webb Simpson or guys that have not a chance. Why not?
I just don't think he's. I think he won. You remember he won at Olympic Club when Furyk folded.
Okay.
Furyk had the lead and was really like, he was coming down. Then he hooked a rescue into the woods and just pissed all over himself.
So he backed into a win there. But do you think that it's going to be there's going to be a list of 4 or 5 guys? I mean, Dustin, Brooks, Tiger, and one other guy, and then that Rory, and then that's it, or is it like anyone can win this week?
Well, there's going to be some guys. Like there's a guy everybody's talking about, that they're really talking about right now is Xander Schauffele.
Yeah,
and they're talking about him, and I just. It's just like you're out of your fucking mind.
Why?
He's not going to win the U.S. Open. He just doesn't have the balls yet. You know, it takes big balls to win the U.S. Open.
Yep.
And you look at the history of the Open winners, and there's very few guys. I mean, other than like Webb Simpson, Webb Simpson was at the top of his game then. You know, this was 2012, I think he won at Olympic Club.
Yeah.
2000. Yeah. But I mean, remember when we were at Marion in 2013?
Justin Rose
and Bill
won that year.
You know, and Mickelson was really coming down the pipe, and it took somebody with huge balls to hold off Mickelson, and that was Justin Rose.
Yep.
And, you know, I just think you're going to see – you might see somebody kind of flash out there. You might see somebody who's won in the past, who's had a good career, who might have a great week. You know, I was kind of looking over some of the different – you know, this could be Kuchar's. You know, this could be his week. You know, there's guys out there. Adam Scott could show up. You know, this could be Tommy Fleetwood's week. You know, but I don't think.
What do you think about the guy? There's a long shot. Patrick Cantley's the guy I'm looking at. I like his. Yeah, he's a West Coast guy. I'm sure he's played up there before.
Yeah, he's a UCLA player, and he won a couple weeks ago, and he won at the Memorial.
Yep.
And yeah, he's got really nervous feet, man. Watch that guy putt. He never stops like shuffling his feet, and it's like, you know, and you just want to smack him in the back of the head and say, "Keep your feet still, motherfucker."
He does.
You know,
he dresses the ball long too, doesn't he? He stands over the ball pretty long.
Not too bad, but he's a good player, and he's going to win. He's going to win more. He's got 2 wins now on tour. He'll win more, but I don't see him.
Who do you think? So then, in your estimation, who do you think has the biggest balls to win, and who do you think poses the biggest threat to that person winning?
Well, I'm gonna take Koepka.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Brooks Koepka to. You know, it's funny as he was in his press conference the other day, and he plays really good when there's a chip on his shoulder.
Sure.
And you know, Fox Sports put out an ad, didn't even include him in the ad.
Yeah, didn't even. The reigning U.S. Open champion.
Why would they do that?
Two time.
Yeah, he won 2 times in a row.
He's not in the ad?
He's not in the ad. And you know what it is? He's a little bit of a vanilla guy. And so he doesn't get, like, he obviously is not Tiger, but he doesn't get, like, much of the coverage as all the other guys get.
Huh.
He's won 4 majors in the last 2 years, 2.5 years.
I mean, everyone is vanilla except for Tiger.
Yeah. Dustin's pretty vanilla, too.
That's not racist. Either.
No, I get it. I understand what you're saying, of course, but it is. But also, Dustin Johnson's got a famous wife. You know, so there's other things that these guys that have, you know,
I agree.
that make them famous or whatever. Like Rickie Fowler is just a great personality, and he's almost more famous than he is a golfer at this point. But Brooks Koepka just sort of goes out, plays his game, doesn't really ruffle too many feathers except for what's the one announcer that hates him, Brandel Chambly.
Brandel Chambly, who's backed up and said he might be one of the greatest players there is.
Yeah, like this guy, basically he's like this. He had no respect for Brooks Koepka, this announcer, and now has had to eat so much crow. He was like, you know, look, this guy, I was completely wrong, and he's one of the best ever.
He ate crow and shit black feathers.
Yeah,
I mean,
he really did. He had to because I mean the guy's won 4 majors in the last 8 times he's teed it up. So you have Brooks Koepka. Who do you think would be the biggest challenge to Brooks Koepka winning? Do you see someone going at him on Sunday, or?
I think Rory's got a good shot.
Okay.
I think Rory's got a shot. Now, you know, I keep taking Dustin Johnson, and I took him a couple times, and you know, I'm kind of following how the picks go now. So, if you want to go through the picks,
let's do the picks then. Let's do 1 through 10 because my 1 through 10 is I'm going to take Rickie Fowler as my 1 through 10.
Well, Rickie Fowler's 11.
Oh, he is. Okay, so then I'm going to take Brooks Koepka as my 1 through 10.
I'm going to take Brooks as my 1 through 10.
Okay. So I'll do, obviously, then Rickie Fowler. I mean, Rory McIlroy is my 1 through 10. Sorry. Rory McIlroy, 1 through 10. You want Brooks Koepka, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
11 through 20.
I'm going to take Fowler.
I'm going to take Fleetwood.
All right.
All right.
And I'm tell you why I'm going to take Fowler.
Go for it.
Because these are Poana greens, and you need to putt aggressively.
Yeah.
Because an aggressive line goes in the hole. And if his putting is on, he could win the tournament.
I think he's a fantastic putter, and I think Sunday is when it will really matter. And I think on Sunday he will have. What are you laughing at?
I just like their someday thing. I think it could be this week.
No, I'm saying Sunday. On Sunday, it really matters. Yeah, and on Sunday, it will come down to making a 4-footer on 16 or 17, and who will have the ability to just go, you know what, I'm going to put this in the back of the hole. I'm not going to overread it. He has that great stroke. It's just a short pop right at the ball, and I think that's a good pick for. But I like Tommy Fleetwood just because I feel like keeping the ball out of the wind.
Yeah, no, he's a great pick. I mean, that would be my other pick out of that group.
Okay.
That either him or possibly Jason Day.
Do you think? What do you think? My buddy Kent Brown sent me an email this morning saying Jason Day. Dude. Yeah, Jason Day hired Stevie Williams, Tiger's former caddy, for 13. Yeah. Well, he won 13 majors with him. Do you think that's at all like a? Could be funny if they got paired together at some point. Does that make a difference at all?
Because Adam Scott's been paired with Tiger. When Adam had him on the bag for a number of years. When Adam won the Masters, Steve Williams was on the bag. So it doesn't matter. Steve Williams is a douche. I'm sorry, a douche.
So yeah, that won't bother Tiger, is what you're saying.
Yeah, fucking New Zealand. Go fuck yourself. You're not even Australia.
There you go. You know, hard hitting those fucking New Zealand people out there. There goes all our New Zealand followers and watchers.
No, I just mean him. The rest of New Zealand is fantastic.
I don't know anyone else from New Zealand besides him and who's the guy that Peter Jackson. It's just the only two guys. Yeah, and the Concords. Yeah.
All right. So where do we go?
We're at 21 through 30 now.
21 through 30. You know, it's a tough pick here because, you know, there's four guys I really like out of this group. And this is a powerhouse group. These could be winners. You got Louis Oosthuizen, Gary Woodland, Jordan Spieth, and Hideki Matsuyama. All phenomenal players, all phenomenal putters. I'm going to go with Jordan Spieth, which is not someone I would normally go with.
No, this is surprising to me. You usually shit all over that guy.
I usually do, but I think he's gonna have a good week.
He's been playing better. Is Cantley in 21 through 30?
No, Patrick Cantlay is number 8.
Oh, he is. All right. Fuck.
No, Cantlay's number 8.
Okay, so 21 through 30 has got those 4 guys. Who are the other 6?
You've got Sergio Garcia. No. Shot. Kevin Kisner, heats off. Matt Wallace, not a chance. Phil Mickelson, go fuck yourself. Patrick Reed, hate it. And Mark Leishman, who's a good pick. Good pick. But my choice would either be Spieth or Matsuyama, but I haven't really heard a lot from Matsuyama in a while. So I think I'm going to go with somebody who's really been working hard, and that's Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth's not a bad pick. He's been coming around. The putting's been getting better. I'm gonna go with Hideki.
Okay.
Go
with the Asian guy.
I like it. I like that diversity in my picks. So I'm going with Hideki Matsuyama. Then we have 31 through 40.
31 through 40. This isn't going to be as difficult pick as I thought it was going to be, but I'm going to take Shane Lowry.
Okay. Why? He played well last week, right? Didn't he?
He played well last week, and he's a you know, you got an Irishman in there. You know, I just think he's got the game, and I think he can, like you said, keep the ball down. You know, Kevin Na would be a good pick, but Kevin Na doesn't hit the ball very far, and he's Asian.
Yeah.
So
is Webb Simpson in that?
No.
Who you? Hank Haney? No. Where is I'm trying to think of 31 through 40 is.
31 through 40 is like Kevin Na, Ian Poulter, Cameron Smith, Eddie Pepperell, Matt Fitzpatrick, Keegan Bradley, Rafa Cabrera Bella.
Yeah.
Good pick. Ha-Tong Lee.
Yeah, Ha-Tong Lee.
If you pick him, I hang up.
Okay.
Alex Noren, Tyrell Hatton.
I'm taking Keegan.
No.
Keegan.
You'll take Keegan.
I took Keegan at the PGA Championship. I'll run him again. Keegan Bradley.
Okay.
And
All right.
then 41 plus.
41 plus.
That's basically
now, Now there's some good picks here, and so 41 on. You've got some real strong picks because you've got Henrik Stenson, Brandt Snedeker, who's a pop putter.
Yes.
Who could really do well.
And a good ball striker too.
And a good ball striker. You've also got Jim Furyk, who knows the course really, really well. You've got some guys down here. You've got Brendan Grace, Emiliano Grillo, J.B. Holmes, Andrew Putnam. You've got some guys that could show up. I think my pick out of that is going to be the good old Swede Henrik Stenson.
Henrik Stenson, if not the best ball striker out there.
Yeah.
And I think if he can get his putter going, which has always been a problem, but I think if he can get it going, he could definitely be in contention. I'm going to take Snedeker.
Go ahead.
I like just his finishes at the AT&T whenever they play there.
Yeah.
So I'll take Snedeker, and then for a wild card, this is the guy you got to keep in. Probably the person you think is going to win it. I'm taking Brooks.
I'm going to take Rory McIlroy.
Okay, perfect. And so you have Brooks winning the whole thing. What's the final score?
Wow. I really fucked up Beth Page on that one.
Well, that was tough because who expected him to run away at minus 12 at the beginning? He was minus 12 before the first day and a half.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take minus 8.
Minus 8. I'm going to go minus 9 for the over. And
you
I know. Because usually, you know what? I take it back.
Everything that falls out of my ball sack.
If I didn't say Brooks Koepka was going to win, I would have said minus 5 because I think that's what a true U.S. Open should finish at. Minus 3, minus 5 in that world. But this guy's been playing at a different level, and he can easily get the double digits. So that's why I hedge my bets at 9. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was minus 5. And for the official purposes of this podcast, I will say minus 5. All right, Pop? You make me feel better? All right?
Well,
I'm minus 5, you're minus 8.
All right.
I got Brooks. You got fucking
Rory.
Rory.
What you always do to me.
Yeah. How are you, buddy? You doing well out there?
I'm doing fantastic, man.
Good.
Doing fantastic.
Are you going to be glued to the TV this weekend? Are you watching all of it? Is that, or are you?
I am. I'm going to go Saturday. I'm going to Indy for a birthday party.
Okay.
Friend of mine's having a little shindig up there.
Oh, this sounds like
so it should be fun.
You need a password to get inside.
Fidelio.
The password is Fidelio.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna need some sort of eyes wide shut party.
No, it's my buddy Jim's birthday, so
awesome.
I'm gonna go.
Do you have any dates you want to plug or anything you want to throw out?
July. Let's see, June 18th. I'm loving this Comedy Zone in Charlotte, buddy. I'm really I'm having some fun there. Hey Simone, are you coming out with Uncle Joey?
To Ohio, not to Charlotte. I'm going to do the Funny Bone. Is Mike Hall still down there at the?
Yeah.
I love that dude. Please send him my best.
Yeah.
Who's doing that weekend with Uncle Joey? Do you know?
No idea.
We'll find out. We'll let you know.
Let me know because I'm going to be here and I want to go down and see him.
Yeah, he's the best.
So you said did you have something that you wanted to plug or no?
Yeah. So I'm doing June 18th. I'm doing a show. I don't know what show. I don't know. It's I'm doing a show at the Comedy Zone Charlotte in the 21st or 20th and 20th, 21st, 22nd. I am at the Comedy Zone Charlotte with Nikki Glazer.
Nice.
And then the 27th, 28th, 29th, I'm at the Improv in Raleigh with Steve Byrne.
Nice.
And then July 2nd, John Reap and I are doing our own show at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte.
Oh, great.
That's awesome.
The Reaper and McCown. I love it, dude. Well, thank you for joining us, man. And I hope it's a fun weekend. I'm sure we'll text each other as shit goes down.
Yeah, but Biddlecombe, good to see you, buddy, even though I can't see you. You're very quiet during this podcast. I don't know why.
He doesn't know what he's talking.
But Court, I just played my first round of golf this last weekend.
Really?
Yeah. I got a bogey on a par 5. It wasn't good, but I got a bogey on a par 5. I was pretty proud.
Fuck yeah, buddy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Shaker run.
One of my favorite people, Lucas Hirl.
Hey.
Lucas also is very quiet during the golf segment.
He's quiet all the time. He's quiet all the time. And then the nicest man in the world, Steve Simone, whose album is number 1 on iTunes.
Number 1 album on iTunes. We can't even get his ego in the door.
Yeah.
Can't even fit his ego in here.
No autographs, no photos.
Thank you, buddy, for joining us. I'll text you this weekend. All right, buddy?
Love you guys.
All right, love you too.
Love you, Court.
See you, Court.
All right, bye-bye.
What a piece of shit, guys.
So now
I'm sorry about
I
that.
want to
Sorry about
challenge
that.
you.
What?
We're not going to play golf because you'll kick my ass.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
We do putt.
Oh, yeah. Let's do putt for sure. 100%. But we'll get out there. We'll play a little golf.
Yeah.
I would love to see you out there and hit the links, dude.
What kind of handicap will you give me?
I'll give you all the handicaps. Wheelchairs.
I want to start like you know they have the 2 tees. I want to make a third tee that's just for me.
We're going to put you right next to the hole.
Yeah.
All right? You're going to play the ladies' tees, Biddlecombe. Do you have any dates you'd like to plug, by the way, while we're here doing this fucking thing?
I'm doing the Ice House tomorrow night, and I'm at the Comedy Store Saturday.
Excellent. I am at the Comedy Store this weekend, but next Wednesday, I'm doing a long set with my good buddy Sean Patton in the Belly Room.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think Tim Dillon's going to host, and Nicole Schreiber, a couple other people are going to be doing the show, but half-hour sets from Sean Patton and myself. So
that's great.
Long sets come out next Wednesday. Belly Room. There's only like 60 or 70 seats, so get tickets now.
Get your tickets. They're going to be sold out soon.
So yeah, get tickets online at the Comedy Store. And Lucas Hirl, what are you doing, buddy?
Store tonight, 11 p.m. main room. Saturday, 1 a.m. OR.
Hell yeah. Making fucking magic happen.
Yeah, and then the first week of July, I'm doing a run through Connecticut and New York. So
Bridgeport, Connecticut?
I don't know where I'm staying with my mom, but she's like a 45-minute train ride.
Well, let me know when you're in New York. Maybe we'll hook up.
Are you going to be there?
I'll be out there in July, too.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
And there's good pizza in Connecticut.
And New York.
Yeah, for sure.
There's good pizza all up
But
the East
Coast. Isn't there like 2 of the best pizza places supposed to be in New Haven or something like that?
Well, there's a couple places in New Haven. Then there's a couple places in Bridgeport. There's Mystic Pizza. You know, that's kind of
They did a movie, right?
Yeah, they did a movie about Mystic Pizza.
Matt Damon's first movie.
Was that really his first movie?
I believe so.
How you like them apples? Simone, number 1 album on iTunes.
Dude, check
Jabba.
it out. It's a great Father's Day gift.
Absolutely.
It's called Jabba.
It's called Jabba. Buy one for your dad, your cousin, your stepdad.
Please.
The guy you called dad growing up, but really wasn't biologically your father. Anything else plug-wise? You guys
I'm going to be Joey
coming up?
Diaz at Columbus Funny Bone, June 26th, 27th, 28th.
Get your tickets. That's going to sell out. Guys, thank you very much for joining us again on the podcast. What's the odds with Steve Rannazzisi? I don't have my phone. I don't have the music to go out on because, the shitheads outside have it. So I love you guys. I will see you next Wednesday live. All Things Comedy. Thank you very much.
What's the
Dude, thank
odds? Fuck. What's the fucking odds?
Lit.